Alright, this is gonna be a new video, my top 10 shiny Pokemon. Once again, as any video I do, it is my opinion. So if you don't like it, make your own top 10. Once again, my opinion. These are the top 10 shinies I like. With that, let's get on to the first entrant. Number 10 is Red Gyarados. Now, everyone's first shiny, the most iconic shiny, the most recognized shiny. The first shiny we ever caught in the Lake of Rage in Gen 2. What puts it so low on the list? The fact that everyone has one, that we've all caught one, we've all caught this at one time or another through gameplay. So it's not really special. Also, Mega Gyarados ain't doing it any favors. It looks like a giant shrimp. So with that being said, I do like Red Gyarados, hence why it's on my top 10. But it's so low because of the fact that everyone has one. Now, next entry. Number 9 is Cloyster. I really like, instead of how it's purple, it's now blue. I really like how the blue looks on Cloyster. Cloyster's a real good Pokemon, a real good defensive wall. He can be a setup. He can attack with his, Shell Smash and Ice Shard attack, which is pretty much the combination everyone uses when they use Cloyster. But he's real fun to use, and his shiny form is real cool looking. I love how the blue looks. I love the blue that a lot of shinies get. The only real color I don't like that shinies get is like the snot green color. But yeah, I like Cloyster. I like using him. I like his shiny form. So yeah, and the jokes everyone makes about Cloyster really grow up. Next intro. Number 8 is Mr. Mime. Why is Mr. Mime on this list? For the only reason is it's the first shiny I ever caught besides Red Gyarados. As y'all saw in my last video, I found a horde of Mime Juniors, and one of them was shiny. Of course, I had to catch it, and of course, after it learned to mimic, it evolved into Mr. Mime. So, Mr. Mime makes this list purely because it's the first shiny I caught. Don't like Mr. Mime, but he was a pretty good member of my team. Once I gave him Dazzling Gleam, he became a pretty good member of my team, so to speak, as much as I hate to admit it. But he makes this list clearly because he is the first shiny I have ever caught, because I am not a cheater. So yeah, that is really the only reason Mr. Mime is on this list, because as I said before, I do not like Mr. Mime. He looks very creepy. So yeah, but he wrecked pretty good house, to say the least, when I caught him. So yeah. Next entrant. Number 7 is Shiny Absolv. I don't know why, but the reddish pinkish color he gets, especially when he Mega Evolves, like he looks in this one, it looks really cool on him. I don't know why I like it, I just do. A lot of people don't like it for some reason. A lot of people say Shiny Absolv got ruined, but I like it. I think it looks cool to me. The pink really goes well with him. For some reason, he can pull it off, and it's not too dark for pink. It's reddish pink, not like how with like Shiny Ampharos, where it's like it looks like a freaking giant version of Phanpy. But yeah, I don't know what else to say. Looks cool. I like it. Real cool Pokemon. Real cool shiny. Real powerful Pokemon. Real good shiny. Next entrant. Number 6 is an odd entry. It's Ambipom. I really like Ambipom. For some reason, I like Ambipom. I think it's a really cool Pokemon, and it just looks cool. And plus, its shiny is really, really cool as well. There's really not much reason why I like this Pokemon. It's just a Pokemon I like, and it pulls off the pink really, really well as well. Going from purple to pink, it looks really, really cool on it, especially considering that, Ambipom's one of those Pokemons I consider that's a female for some reason, just because I guess Ashes was a female. As far as I know, Chikorita and Ambipom are the only female Pokemon he's ever had, which is kind of odd, but okay. But that's really it. There's really nothing more to say about Ambipom. I think it's an underrated Pokemon as well. In my opinion, I think it should get an evolution and be like a pure fighting type, just because it knows, its tails are like fists. It knows Focus Punch, the elemental punches and stuff like that. So, and double slap and everything else. So I don't know. That's just something I think about. Anyway, next. Number 5, another pink Pokemon. I really like the color pink for some reason on different types of Pokemon. Is a Dragonair. Dragonair. And Dratini too. Dragonair and Dratini really pull off the pink really well. I mean, I like, how they look, their serpent look. I would never evolve this into a Dragonite. Ever, ever, ever. I would put in freaking that stone on it and never ever evolve it to make sure it doesn't evolve. Because it looks so much cooler, like how it looks now, than it does when it turns into Dragonite. It gains 400 pounds and tiny, tiny wings and can somehow learn fly. Ooh. But yeah, really cool Pokemon. I think it's a pure dragon, even though I think it should have been water dragon until it became Dragonite and then become dragon flying. Just because whenever you see Dragonair, it's in the water. It's always in the water, and it's a sea serpent. So yeah, that's just my opinion on that. Really cool Pokemon, really cool design, really cool shiny. Nothing more to say. Next entrant. Number 4, shiny NineTails. I don't know why, but I really like the way shiny NineTails looks. The purplish look it gets and the blue on its tails makes it look almost like a ghost, which is really cool considering that the myth surrounding NineTails, how it anyone touches its tails is cursed, and 9 mages form together and form NineTails. All those creepy Pokedex entrants makes it seem like a ghost type. And in my opinion, it should have been like Fire Psychic or Fire Ghost. In my opinion, it should have been like the first Fire Ghost or Fire Psychic, in my opinion. Just because of how it is. I don't see why it's not a Psychic or Ghost type. It just looks really cool. And all the myths surrounding it, it should be one of those types. And its shiny form presents that how it looks almost ghost-like in its shiny form. And NineTails has always been one of my favorite Pokemon from Gen 1. Of course, Fire being one of my favorite types, of course it is. But, yeah. There's really not much more to say about shiny NineTails. Cool Pokemon, one of my favorites. Awesome Pokemon. Next is Shiny Swallow, number 3. I like Shiny Swallow ever since I saw it in the anime where Ash was battling, I forget her name, the flying type gym leader. When I saw her throw out her Swallow, I'm like, awesome. It looked really cool. The green, the white, the orange, how it just blends together real nicely and makes Swallow look awesome. It's one of my favorite shinies, hence why it's number 3 on the list. I just really like the shiny form of Swallow. I've never been able to catch one. I hope for soon I can. I've been trying to catch a shiny Tailo in X and Y, but it's really, really, really hard. Because you gotta do Sweet Scent, Sweet Scent, Sweet Scent, and then, finding a horde of Tailos is hard enough as it is. Finding a horde with a shiny one is even harder. So yeah, but I'm still trying. Hopefully I find one soon. That's really it. Next entrant, time for the top 2. Number 2, Shiny Gardevoir. I really like Shiny Gardevoir, especially how it becomes blue, gets the orange spike, it's still got its white dress, and then when it mega evolves, its dress becomes black, the gloves become black, still got the blue and the orange. It looks really, really, really cool. I really like Shiny Gardevoir. I like Gardevoir in general, how regal it is, how cool it is. It's Psychic Fairy. Its Pokedex entries talk about, how it's going to sacrifice itself for its trainer, which is really, really cool. The set I usually equipped with my Gardevoir is I usually equipped it with Psychic, of course, Moonblast, obviously, Shadow Ball, and Thunderbolt. I equipped it with those four. Um, because of the fact that, first of all, Ghost types, done. Psychic, any other fighting types, whatever, Psychic, done. Moonblast kills everything else, and then Thunderbolt for, like, Skarmory. For an example, if someone sends out Skarmory, boom, Thunderbolt, done. Just some counters to, those pesky steel types. And of course, poison. Psychic. As long as you don't get hit with a poison jab first, or a bullet punch. Which bullet punch doesn't do much damage unless you're getting hit by a Scizor, and then you're done, usually. But other than that, I like Gardevoir. It's my second favorite shiny. So that leads us, who's number one? Well, number one is Lucario. Why is Lucario number one? Well, for one, it's one of my favorite Pokemon. For two, I really like the gold, yellow, greenish color it gets on it when it, becomes shiny, and then also, the blue on its chest, and then when it mega evolves, it still keeps the red paws and the red on its hair, well, its tails, whatever you want to call them, and it still has the green, and it looks really cool, almost like a werewolf type look when it mega evolves. And I just really like Lucario. I really like the fact that you can catch a Riolu in X and Y. I'm still trying to find a shiny Riolu. Haven't found one yet. But yeah, the picture makes it look green, but I think it's more of a goldish than a green. But either way, green, gold, whatever. Shiny Riolu and shiny Lucario look cool, especially when they mega evolve. And then you got, but like I said, haven't found a Riolu yet, still looking for one. But I love how in pretty much every game since Lucario's been around, you can catch a Lucario, either by catching a Riolu in the wild, which you can catch Riolu in pretty much every version since Lucario's been in the game, pretty much right at the beginning of the game. You can hatch an egg and get one, and then, in X and Y, you can get either a Riolu on like, I think it's Route 22, or you're given a Lucario right after the third gym, which is really awesome. I've used 2 Lucarios in a run through of X and Y just for the heck of it. So yeah, really cool Pokemon, one of my favorites. So that's it. You got my top 10 favorite shinies, and Lucario is my number 1 favorite shiny.